How's your week been?
Mixed. Since we last spoke, there's the analogy, isn't there? Waves, hits you in waves. And I heard that from a friend, Jamie, who told me about that. And you only realise what it's like when you get it. So, all right. There was a day where I felt normal. I think I was telling you about it before. I felt normal. And I started feeling guilty for feeling normal. I started then feeling guilty for doing this. Thinking, what right or authorities do I have if I feel normal to be doing this type of thing? But then the next day, I was messaging my mum and she sent me some screen grabs of previous conversations with Mike. And it wasn't good. Like, it was basically one day from feeling normal to the next, like, not good. So it was sort of a bit of a reminder that, like, oh yeah, you're not through it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's the thing, is like genuinely doing all right, genuinely doing okay, but then moments of not.
Yeah. No, 100%. I think
How are you?
I'm okay. I think, obviously, we're still in this. This is not a podcast that we're doing a year down the line.
Yeah.
We're about 7 weeks out from the day everything changed. And what I find is we record these episodes on the Saturday, and the Saturday, the Sunday, and the Monday, I'm absolutely buzzing.
Yeah.
I'm on cloud nine because we're using this as our therapy to speak out about our grief, about how we're feeling. So I'm like, there's like an adrenaline boost from it. And then it happens pretty much the same every week. Like Monday to Friday, it's kind of where, well, there's a few things. We'll be in editing, so we'll be between both of us. We'll be picking editing bits. So I'm like really, nailed and focused into that.
The social as well.
Yeah, and but then the flip side of that is it's keeping me really close to what's happened, and that like grief hits me all over again. I had a moment this week, similar to yourself, where I was quite anxious. Is by the time people hear this episode, the first 3 episodes will be out. But yeah, it just kind of, I get anxious about, like, me normally, I wouldn't be doing a podcast.
Yeah, same.
There's a reason that we're doing this podcast. So it sits well with me, but I still get anxious about it.
I feel that with you. I think the idea came about, wasn't it, that we was just like, let's sit down, catch up, film it.
Yeah. And
now it's like, you've driven it, to be fair, and I love it. About like, all right, we can do more, we can do this. And I'm like, yeah, 100%, that's brilliant. But I think when it gets closer to putting it out, the conversations are therapeutic, and that's why we feel good afterwards. And then I suppose like towards the end of the week, that's where like probably that high's died off a bit. You feel a bit down, and then you come back into a Saturday, and it's going to be like a wave, isn't it? Like that.
Yeah.
But I think with the anxiety, I feel you, because you are, by putting these videos out when they do go out, or you're making yourself vulnerable.
Yeah.
To judgment, to the world, to people you don't know, and that's not normal. Like it's not. I don't think we're wired to be that exposed to people who potentially, strangers on the internet. So you're opening yourself up to a bunch of stuff. Potentially, you mentioned before, potentially like hateful comments that might come in. Fine. People who don't get it, like, understand why we're doing it. There's a bunch of things. So you'll end up doubting yourself a bit or whatever, but like, if you know, and we do deep down the reasons why we're doing it, that's all you need to hold on to. Like, go on, what were you going to say? I can carry on with that unless you got something else to say.
Carry on.
The reason why, did I say this already? Did I say this? I can't remember if I said this already. About the Thursday where I was feeling like I was normal. Did I say that before?
No.
I haven't. I was getting mixed up between the coffee shops. So
Yeah,
we can
yeah.
edit. So on, not last week, the week before, it was a Thursday and I felt normal. And throughout the day, I was like, oh, I'm all right. Am I through this type thing? And then guilt started coming in of like, why am I feeling okay? Shouldn't I be feeling sad still now, 7 weeks on? I started feeling guilty about it. And then I started having some sort of like self-doubt as well about doing this, doing the face-to-camera videos I've been doing. Because I'm like, well, what authority and what right?
I thought I was going to say, carry on.
That's all right. What authority and what right do I have to be then speaking about doing a podcast about going through it, recovery and all that sort of stuff, or even doing these...
I knew it was going. Start that again. But give it a... For editing, you give it a second.
Yeah, I'm learning that. I'm learning that. What was that?
What authority?
Yeah, so I then started thinking, what authority and what right do I have if I'm feeling okay to start discussing this online? I'm not an expert. I started doubting myself essentially a little bit of like, why am I doing it? And then I was like, oh, well, if I'm all right, if I'm over it then, am I now just doing it for attention? And I know I'm not, but that thought crept in. But then the next day, on the Friday, I was messaging my mum at like 7 a.m. and she was sending me just some stuff about Mike. And for the first time in probably weeks, I lost it a bit, and like really lost it a bit. And it felt a little bit like, it's amazing how you go from one day feeling normal to the next that. This is the wave thing. But I looked back at that even later on in the day and a few days after, I looked back at me losing it then as validation of going, actually, everything I was thinking on the Thursday was incorrect. And I knew that at the time, but it almost like I needed that Friday to hit and go, no, you're doing it you're not through it and all that sort of stuff.
The thing is, that's grief, isn't it?
Yeah.
The thing is with grief, it doesn't end. I think naturally, because of what we're doing and setting up the socials and stuff, a lot of the For You page at the moment is all surrounded around grief.
Yeah.
And I saw something really interesting this week, which I think encapsulates grief properly, and that is, you think of grief as a stone in your pocket. So you've got your jacket on, that stone sits in your pocket. You can always put your hand in and you'll feel that stone there. I think the thing is over time, time is a beautiful thing. I think with grief is, over time, we become stronger. We learn to live with that grief over time. So that little stone in your pocket of your coat or even in your shoe will always be there. You can always pick it up and acknowledge it's there. But eventually we become stronger. And I think that's absolutely like nailed on with grief.
Yeah, and the other way of approaching that as well is, I think it's, you become stronger, but your relationship with it as well. Say, for example, that stone, you were given that as some sort of gift by a niece or nephew, whatever.
Yeah.
That stone means something. Even though it could have been any stone you picked up or whatever, that stone, it's more meaningful. So I think the way you relate to it will change from like sadness to appreciation to gratitude, all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's not like, I don't think, again, don't know, but I think your relationship with it will change. So actually it won't be seen as a bad thing to have.
Yeah.
I'm just predicting the future. I don't know.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that's grief. Like days can go by and that stone will be heavier
Yeah.
and bigger than other days. And I think that's the weird thing in this early process is exactly like you have there is some days it overwhelms you. Some days you forget about it, and then the guilt of forgetting about it. It's like, oh, no. But that goes back to what we were saying in the previous episode, is that we always care about what people think about each other. It's like, oh, you can't be happy because you're grieving.
Yeah.
Well, actually, that's really naive.
It is.
Like,
Yeah.
and also, it's our grief. We can feel however we want to.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that's the beautiful thing, is everyone has their own journey with grief, and I hate saying that because it makes me sound sound like I'm some guru, but like I could be handling something better than you could, and vice versa. I think.
Well, some people, we're talking about the beginning about like doing this. Some people out there might be like, oh, who don't know us, think that we're doing it for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
But actually we know that we're doing it because this really helps. We're having conversations, we're putting effort into creating something, which is, I think as men, we like to do anyway, is build and create and do stuff. And hopefully, and we're doing it for the right reasons.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what other people think, but that doesn't mean it doesn't come into your head.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
Have I asked how you are?
Pardon? You have.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. This first series is essentially about our personal experience of grief.
Yeah.
We're going through the little moments that are normal in society, but we're personalizing. Personalizing isn't the right word. We're doing it based on what we've lived experience, right?
That's the point, is we're not experts, we're talking about experience and lessons through that experience. That's the thing, innit?
Yeah.
Like, it's almost a bit like we're looking up stuff as we're going through, and like we're finding analogies like the pebble, the waves, and we're making more sense of it because we're experiencing it. But then because of that, there's probably lessons that we're going, I've heard that cliche before, but it makes sense now.
Yes.
So then we can share that with each other and go, I had this thought. Did you have that as well?
Yeah.
And it's there's so many times I've thought this, and you go, oh my God, yeah, I'm the same. So there's something. There's something in that.
And then